In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Ewoks 2-pack. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Ewoks 2-pack. And it comes in one of these boxes. So I think this is the first time I've seen one of these 2-packs in hand. We've had them in the retro collection, but this is the first time it's for the vintage collection. Or is it the vintage collection? Because I don't think we're going to actually see a logo for the vintage collection on these. We didn't with the droids figures, that's for sure. But I think we can class them as the vintage collection anyway. You get 2 carded figures inside. You get Kneesaa or Kneesaa. I think it's a silent K. I'm going to say Kneesaa anyway throughout this video. And we have Wicket as well. And they are based on their appearances from the Ewok cartoon. Back in the Kenner days, you did get Ewoks card backs, and these mimic those perfectly. But I'm pretty sure back in the day you weren't able to get Kneesaa on the card back. So that is all new in terms of this line. There is the back of the card, or the back of the box that they come in. And there's that white panel that we're used to now, which tells you what you get within the packaging. And you get the coins, and there's a scene from the Ewoks cartoon. I do remember the theme tune. I'm not going to sing it for you in this video, but there you go. It says from the TV series Ewoks action figures, and includes these 2 here. And we've got the Kenner logo at the bottom. And yeah, if you're wondering where I managed to pick this up from, I got this from Star Action Figures, and they do have them still in stock if you wanted to order them, and they do post internationally as well if you can't wait to get them from the United States or wherever you're at. That's staractionfigures.co.uk. I will leave a link in the description below, but that's where I got mine from. And if you've pre-ordered from them already, I would imagine that you will get those in the near future as well. So you've got Kneesaa or Kneesaa on the side there, and on the side of that one as well. So pretty cool 2-pack. Let's open them up and check out the card backs. Okay, so I was trying to work out the best way to open these without ruining the box, basically. And there's a little bit of tape on the side here, which opens up on the side. You can open up that side if you wanted to as well. I was looking whether you could open them from the bottom or the top there, but you can't. So you really want to open them from the side. And there you go. If we open that up like that, you can see the 2 card backs inside. And look, they do have tissue paper between them. So hopefully that will stop them pressing against each other and marking the card backs. I'm going to be opening up these 2 anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but let's take a look at them. All right, so here is the 2 carded figures that you get inside, and they are unpunched cards, which is great to see. Why wouldn't they be? They come in one of those boxes, which is protected. They're not going to be hung on pegs, so I'm glad these are unpunched, and hopefully that'll be the same for the other 2 packs that we are getting in the vintage collection, the Darth Vader and the Obi-Wan Showdown, and also the Darth Revan one as well. So as you can see on the back of the card, there is no vintage collection number and there is no vintage collection logo, which does beg the question, are these vintage collection figures? I'm counting them as vintage collection figures, and also when they were promoed with the promo images and things like that, they did have the vintage collection logo on those promo images. But in terms of the card backs and on the box, there is no sign of a vintage collection logo whatsoever. But there's Wicket. We're going to be opening him up in a minute and comparing him against the actual Wicket that you get in the vintage collection. But there you can see the coin. And the coins have like a bronzy, almost like a sort of pink tint to them. But you can see the Ewoks card back there, and there's the back with just the 2 figures. And same with the Kneesaa figure as well. I'm just going to have a look now. I think my Wicket has actually taken a bit of a hit there, and the outer box was absolutely mint. So that is a bit of a worry, especially if you're going to be sending these to be graded or something for U grades. If you're going to be opening these ones up, it doesn't really matter. But that is a little bit concerning, considering that the outer box was absolutely mint. So that isn't something that's happened, you know, at the retailer or anything. That's happened in the factory. But there's the 2 card backs. Let's open up the figures and check them out. All right, we'll have a look at the coins in closer detail in a second, but I just wanted to concentrate on the figures to start with. And I've got to say, these are really nicely painted figures, and they're based on the Ewoks cartoon, of course, so they're quite brightly coloured. And we've got Wicket on the left and Kneesaa on the right. Wicket comes with a spear, and Kneesaa comes with her pouch and then like a sort of rope thing with a rock on it around her neck. Obviously, they both have their cowls as well, Kneesaa with a pink one and Wicket with an orange. It's quite interesting, really, because the vintage collection Wicket does come with a separate cowl, which I believe is supposed to make him look like the Ewoks cartoon version. But on the actual cartoon version here, they've gone with an orange. Of course, we have had Kneesaa before. She was available in a 5-pack of Ewoks, which contained Teebo and Flitchy and a couple of others as well. So here she is close up, looking awesome. And as I say, really nice paintwork on these. Some nice detail on the back of the cowl there. Some stitching work going on. And there's the head. As I say, she's got that rope thing around her body. I'm just going to check if that's part of the sort of pouch that she has there. Let's see if we can take the cowl off to begin with. It might actually end up taking the head off. It always, yeah, it often does. But you can really see the head sculpt under there. The paint app's quite nice. Yeah, that is a separate piece that goes over her shoulder, so that's quite good with the little rock and rope. And these Ewoks are actually quite good. They've got a decent amount of articulation. You can see the heads on the ball there. But they do have hinges at the shoulders and swivel wrists. But they do have the hinges at the legs as well, which some of the Ewoks don't. Some of them are swivel, as we know. And let's just plonk the head back on there so we can see there like that. She's actually a really, really nice figure. I say, I'm not too sure if these are going to go with your other Ewoks that you might have in the Vintage Collection. There's Wicket. We will compare him in a second against the Vintage Collection version. But again, the paint app's done on the head there is really, really good. He comes again with his pouch and his like cloak thing, which is like a soft vinyl plastic, and his spear. There he is close up. I think his yellow eyes might be ever so slightly off there, but at that angle, it doesn't actually look too bad. Before we compare the Wicket figure, let's just take a quick look at the coins. They're quite a heavy metal. You can just see Wicket there. Wicket Ewok Scout. And then on the back, we have, it says, Ewoks, Wicket's friendly adventures and mischievous nature makes him a leader among other young Ewoks. I'm amazed I could actually read that, but there it is if you want to pause it. But yeah, quite nice coin. And as we know, the coins did come with the original Kenner figures as well, but you weren't able to get Kneesaa back in the day. And here she is with her coin, which obviously was created especially by Hasbro for these sets. Ewok Princess. So essentially they are just repainted figures, but you know, it's quite nice to have these Ewoks card backs in the collection, especially if you enjoyed the droids versions. And there's Wicket. And let's just get the other Wicket and compare him. All right then, so there is the two Wicket figures side by side. Of course, this is the Vintage Collection version one here, and this is the repainted one for this Ewok set. It is amazing how different they look just with a bit of different paint, but they are the same figure. I'm pretty sure they are as well. And then if we'll just take a look at the card back for the original Wicket, you will see that he does come with that cloak there, which is exactly the same cloak, but just painted orange on the new figure. So if we just take a look at that there, you can see the accessories that you get for Wicket are the same. But this one's obviously green and this one's orange. So as I said before, brightly coloured for the Ewoks set. All right then guys, so one more time, here is the two Ewoks that you do get in the Ewok 2-pack. You get Wicket and Kneesaa, or Kneesaa, however you want to say it. That's how I'm saying it anyway, Kneesaa. So there she is with her pink headdress and Wicket with the orange, and I think they look awesome. I'm not too sure if they're going to fit in with my other Ewoks. I think they are a bit too bright, but in terms of having them as loose figures, I quite like them. And also I've got another set to keep carded as well. I'm not too bothered about keeping them in the box, but I want them out of that box to keep carded. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Thanks to my Patreon supporters and channel members, and we shall see you on the next one.